Hello everyone, this is Highlander from MTG Cardsmith doing another custom Magic the Gathering card review, and today we are reviewing a card dubbed by TGBC for his set Gakuren. And here we have seemingly an X-Men card, Thus Spoke Apocalypse. Hopefully this one is as neat as the, what was it, Himiko Sacrifice, so let's see what's going on. Wow, that's an anime sword. I mean, just look at that thing. Just look at it. This thing is like bigger than his body. Look at this. Like the sword has to like stretch like all the way down here and maybe even further. Like, good lord. Look at this thing. There's no way you can hold this. This is a sword for giants and he's an ant. That's like the most anime thing I've ever seen. All right. Okay, let's see what we got here. We got 7 mana Boros for an instant. If a creature would die this turn, give it indestructible. All right, we got that again. We talked about that before. Sacrifice another creature you control to deal 10 damage to a creature an opponent controls. Live, Callan. Auto Apocalypse's last words. Okay. This one... So... Let me see if I can understand what's going on story-wise here. Okay, so you sacrifice this guy to save other creatures, and then you deal 10 damage to a creature an opponent controls. Okay, so he's... it's some combination of him falling from the sky, I think, and killing somebody, and also protecting somebody else. I kind of get it. It doesn't quite come together for me. Not like Himiko Sacrifice did. But it makes me want, you know, I want this card to really drive it home for me. So I think the flavor text really needs to carry this one. Like Live Callan, that explains the sacrifice protection thing, but it does not explain the 10 damage to a creature. So I'd really love to see maybe a little narration here, like Auto Apocalypse fell from the sky with his gigantic sword and crashed into the earth and killed so-and-so, thus saving Callan, or something like that. In that voice is how it should be read. So, okay, so that being said, let's look at the design of the card. 7 mana. Okay, and we talked about the sort of templating on this for Himiko Sacrifice, so I'm not going to go too hard into it, but let's see. Sacrifice a creature you control, period. If you do, or excuse me, when you do, you got to include that, because if they don't have a creature in play, it's just like a deal 10, which I don't think is... I don't think is your... Why am I blanking? Why can't I talk? I don't think that's what your intention is here. When you do, creatures you control gain indestructible until end of turn. Thus Spoke Apocalypse deals 10 damage, or how about this? I can make it even more flavorful. We'll say sacrifice a creature you control, period. That creature deals 10 damage. I don't know if that actually works flavor-wise because you're sacrificing the creature, but oops. That should be under it. When you do, that creature deals 10 damage to another target creature. Let's forget the another. Target creature and opponent controls, period. Creatures you control gain indestructible until turn. Again, so let me know in the comments. I'm not sure if you can have a sacrifice creature deal the damage. It doesn't have to. I mean, you could say Thus Spoke Apocalypse deals the 10 damage, but I just figure it's a little bit more flavorful if you do it this way. I'm not sure if this works rules-wise, though. So let me know in the comments. So, okay, so design-wise, like, so, yeah, you've got a couple templating, formatting issues here, you know, or just the one, I guess. Actually, there's a couple, right? There's this indestructibility thing, which we talked about with Himiko. There's sacrifice another creature control, which doesn't make any sense because there's no first creature it's referring to. And again, you don't have to have the U control here. Just sacrifice. Did I put U control? Sorry, sacrifice a creature. Look, I fell into your trap. You don't need that for reasons stated in the Himiko card. And then you have to specify what's dealing the 10 damage. So it's either Thuspoke Apocalypse or the creature if that works. And then I think, did I change the order of this? I did, yes. Because to me that makes more sense story-wise. So, by the way, the art really carries this one as far as like the story. If this did not look like a guy falling from the sky with a ridiculous sword, I wouldn't understand what was going on in this card. So, good thing we've got this. But I think the flavor text can really drive this one home. Also, you don't have the formatting right on the cards. This should be centered vertically, blah, blah, blah. Okay, now, balance-wise, this also does not feel like a Mythic to me. And it's very expensive, and this card's not particularly good. Well, this one's kind of similar to the Himiko card, where it's very situational, right? This is good in some circumstances. So when is this card good? It's good when they target a creature of yours, and you sacrifice that creature to deal 10 to something else. And then your team gets indestructible, so depending on when they cast the spell, they can't attack, or you now get to attack with impunity, you know, sort of side bonus, right? When else is it good? It's good if you are in combat, they make a bunch of blocks, and then you do this, some of your creatures survive, you kill their biggest creature, you still have to sacrifice your guy, of course. You know, some of your trades some things that would be trades become not trades. They decide to wrath the board, and you have a lot of creatures in play, and this kind of works in that situation, though it's not great. So there are some situations where this card good, but it's not good on its own. Like if you were to just cast this as a removal spell, it would actually be pretty bad because you have to pay 7 mana and sacrifice one of your creatures to remove something else, which is not particularly great. So basically what I'm getting to is this probably should not be Mythic, and also I think 7's a little high for this one. This one seems a little underpowered to me. Now dealing 10 damage is a lot, certainly, but you do have to sacrifice a creature for it, which is a significant cost. I guess sometimes it's not. I mean, I guess sometimes you sacrifice a soldier token or whatever. But you do have to have a creature in play, so you can't cast this without any creatures in play. Well, right now you can, the way this is worded, but assuming it was worded this way, you couldn't. So certainly this card it's better than Himiko's Sacrifice. Was it Himiko? Did I get that right? Yeah. See, I remember that card because I liked it. I literally don't remember a lot of the cards, the names of the cards that I review, but I remember that card's name because I liked it. All right. Okay. So I lost my train of thought. What was I talking about? Right. I was talking about the power level. So again, this one definitely not a Mythic. Rare, possibly. 7 mana, I think, is a bit high for this one, right? Because the thing is, like, this needs to be used as a trick. It cannot be used as just, like, I'm casting this, right? It needs to be used as a trick, meaning you have to leave mana open for this kind of effect. 7 mana is a lot to leave open. right? If you pass your turn with cards in hand and you leave up 7 mana, they know something's happening, right? They know you got something. And it better be freaking good if you're leaving up 7 mana. And this one I don't think quite gets there. So certainly not Mythic, certainly not 7. You can sort of start to tweak things down, I think. I mean, 6 mana, maybe 5. Like, if you want this to be Mythic, it would probably be real cheap, right? Like, this card would probably cost like 3 mana or something. Maybe 4. But it doesn't feel like a Mythic card to me. Like, I understand that this is probably supposed to be a very pivotal moment in the story. At least it seems that way. But that's not really good enough reason to make it Mythic. Now, if you want this to be Mythic, then you need to make the effect Mythic. And right now it really isn't. So yeah, I you know, it's tough to it's tough to cost and assign rarity to a card like this because it's so situationally good. It is better, and it's slightly less situational than Himiko Sacrifice, but not by like a lot. I mean, it is quite a bit better because you do get your you always get your card back from sacrificing a creature, but you are still down a card unless you can make this indestructibility work for you, in which case you break even, or in some situations you'll come out ahead. So in very rare situations, I'll say like 10% of the time, 10% of the time you play this card, you're going to actually get additional card advantage out of this, right? In most situations, you're probably going to come out even, and in some situations you're going to be behind. You're going to come out card disadvantage, right? So for that reason, I think it just costs a little too much. So I would probably make this rare, and I would probably bring the cost down to 6, maybe 5. 5, I think, seems reasonable to me. Asking somebody to leave up 7 mana for a situational effect is like a lot, you know? So anyway, that story-wise, like, this is similar to Himiko's Sacrifice in that, like, I like what you're doing here as far as telling the story through the cards. That is cool. I like it. This one is a little bit harder to understand than Himiko Sacrifice. So I would like it if maybe the flavor text was sort of just amended a bit in order to make that really clear. And I think you could use a little rewording, and also, you know, the issues with the rarity and the cost. So all in all, I do like this card. I think that flavor-wise, it's pretty neat. I think that, you know, it's pretty unique. Like, I haven't seen a lot of cards that work like this. So overall, I think this could be a very strong card, potentially even an 8 out of 10. But given the issues that this card has, I have to bring it down to, I think, probably a 6. Just templating issues, formatting issues. This should be centered vertically. Again, the super type thing, the cost, the rarity. There's a lot going against this card, but it's also a strong idea. So I think, were you to fix this card up, you're getting close to an 8 out of 10 on this one, I think. So I like the idea of this card a lot. I wish it was a little bit more fine-tuned. So yeah, that's my review of Thus Spoke Apocalypse, and this concludes the review of Gakuren. I did see some cards that I liked. I saw some cards I didn't like. I'd love to see more of this kind of card design coming from you in the future. I know that in like the past couple sets, I didn't see a ton of it. I definitely see these little, like, kind of, you have these sort of shining moments where some of your cards are like very flavorful, tell a story. Then you have some where they kind of fall flat a bit. Obviously, you can't make every card a banger, and you can't make every card really hit, and it's difficult to do so. But when it does, it stands out. So I would really focus on that. And I think one of the things that really brings down a lot of your ratings is your templating and formatting. I think if you really get focus on fixing your templating and formatting, it's really going to bring your ratings up a lot. And it's very easy to do that. You just look at other cards that do similar things and copy how they're worded. That's really all you have to do. Open up your Scryfall, right? So yeah, that's my suggestion to you. I think so far I've seen some of my favorite cards I think I've seen from you are in the set. So I'm hoping that in the next one it gets even better. And I know that these are probably old sets, so that's probably why. But so anyway, enough about this. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.